Hey, everybody, welcome to Naturally Shattered. We are an offshoot program of the Shattered tabletop gaming show, Shattered Dungeons. Welcome, and thank you for joining us. If you like what you see, go to Drive Through RPG and download this starter kit, which we will be playing on this show. I hope to not murk the players in one episode, but I'm Ray, the storyteller. These are the amazing cast and crew. We've got a wonderful, wonderful game planned. We're going to just dive right into things and make it all sorts of crazy. Um, Actually, you know what? This is episode one. I'm going to take a minute to go down. You don't have to, introduce where people can follow you, things like that. But just say, your name, your character, what you look like, just so that our viewers and listeners can get into that headspace and we can just really get a feel for these characters. I'm going to follow the lovely StreamYard order, and we're going to start with Celeste, played by Juniper.
Hi, I'm Juniper. I'm playing Celeste Viserion, who is a Norethel. She has long pointy ears, peachy pale skin. Her hair is stark white, and you can't see it from the outside, but she has a physical disability of her hands where she has limited usage of her hands and fingers. Yeah.
Amazing. Now, Celeste token, I just kind of had to grab what was available. That will be changed later on. So if you see Celeste using a different token later, don't freak out too much. Next up, we have Dahlia, played by Tofu.
Hi, I'm Tofu. I play Dahlia the Soul Ethel, and I'm basically the chaotic version of myself. No, wait, I'm already chaos. So uh, I'm clumsy, and I think I'm clumsy, maybe. I try not to be, and I'm very elegant in being clumsy.
Very elegant and being clumsy. I like it. Next, we have played by David.
Hi, I'm David. But Zardal is about 5.5 feet tall with bluish gray hair, purple eyes, and grayish brown skin. Being a soul Ethel, he's got a medium build, and he doesn't like to talk to people.
Why does that not surprise me? Well, thank you.
Nice.
Next, we have Seamus McPherson, played by Mike.
Hi, I'm Mike. I play Seamus McPherson, the Norwegian. He is a 6'8", very big build, barbarian style, Viking looking guy. He's pale in skin because he comes from the north, obviously. Um, Red hair, big, giant, bushy beard, all braided up and everything. And he's a he looks like a big lumbering oaf, but he has been through many battles to the point where he has built up a keen mind when it comes to battle strategy and tacticianing. However, he just got a little bit of bad luck.
Sweet. And last but absolutely not least, we have Chip, played by Brett.
How's it going? Chip is I believe Lamkai is the pronunciation.
Yep.
Um, Basically take the Beatles, shrink them down to about 7 years old, like old original Beatles, and that's kind of him. Small child, very quiet, and that's really all I got for him right now.
Fair, fair. I like it. Well, welcome everybody to the table. Thank you very much for joining me, and thank you to any viewers and listeners who are checking this out. We hope you like it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, hit the bell, all the good stuff. Fair warning, there may be some strong language, there may be some strong themes, stuff of that nature. So if you have little ones, either let them listen and question your life choices, or put them to bed.
I
Either
take that personally.
or. Who are we to judge? Anywho, thank you all very much for joining us. Let's dive right into this. All of you, find yourselves on a dock, but not just any dock. This is the dock of Olesa. The waves are crashing against the pier as all of you are stood with a crowd of other species of just various sorts. There's everybody gathered here. One thing that you have in common with all of these other people is that you are all dressed in rags and disheveled clothing. All of your belongings and earthly material possessions have been stripped away from you as you await the reaping. Many of the people here in this crowd are or were slaves. And as all of you wait, the black sails of the Reaper ships seem to suck the life force out of this crowd as they come into view as the ships approach the pier. Everyone has kind of at this point gone completely silent as the patriarchy soldiers dressed in their full plate with their halberds and swords kind of make their way through the crowd. Anybody that's still talking kind of gets a thump with a hilt, knocked to the ground. You basically treated less than dirt. As they are doing that, you see the ship pull up to the end of the pier, and a few people set up shop, is how I'm going to word it, at the end of the pier right before you get onto the boat. They start herding people like cattle along this plank to get on. And as they do, you all see people, some of the guards and soldiers have produced a very hot brand. And as people are passing over this plank, they're branding them on the side of the arm. Well, I guess rather it's on any part of the body, but mainly on like the chest part. As you all are crossing the plank, you too get a brand which stings from the salty air. The lieutenant that's in charge of all of this starts calling out names on the roster, and as he's calling out the names, they're kind of dividing people up into different areas of the ships. You all together get rounded up into one particular ship and taken down below. You're chained, you are bound, and the lights go out as the door is shut behind the guard. So as you all are settling in as best you can for being chained to walls and things like that, all of you notice that one particular person has been chained a bit more diligently. A young child, probably 5 years old, has not only been chained by the wrists like most people, he has also been chained by the ankles and by a like a corset style like breastplate that just kind of holds him snugly in place against the wall. All of you, with the exception of Chip, may roll a potency check at this point.
$78 for Zardal.
Very good. Very good.
38 for Celeste.
All right. So all of you pretty quickly ascertain that this little person who has been chained up so diligently is very clearly a Lamkai. Not exactly like super rare, but rare enough that you may not have recognized the telltale signs other than the precautions that this ship is taking. Now, as the ship rocks to and fro over the waves and sets sail, you all kind of drift off into various levels of sleep. It could be anywhere from passing out from dehydration to just actually somehow being comfortable enough to drift away to sleep. It's kind of weird, but whatever. And a few hours pass when all of you are suddenly forced awake by the sound of shouting and screaming by soldiers above. You can hear them stomping on the deck, running around like crazy. And there is a sudden impact to the ship through a hole that is blown in the side. All of you can look out and see that there is another ship off in the distance firing cannonballs at the ship you are on. This continues, just a barrage of cannonballs. The explosions sending splinters everywhere, your chains kind of breaking away from the walls. And suddenly you find yourselves underwater. Not long after this, you awaken yet again. This time, free of your chains. Let me slide this on. Free of your chains, free of your bonds, on a beach. All across the beach, there's various bodies of guards and other whatever what you want to call them, reapees, other people that were with you heading to the reaping. Many of them flee into the nearby forest that is just across the beach. But for you, this is where your adventure begins. Well, let's turn the sound down and see if that helps at all. Probably not, but we'll see. So all of you, like I said, you all wake up, you're covered with sand, you've got it in your mouth and your clothes all over, and you take note of each other sprawled out across this beach. That is where we open our adventure to our intrepid heroes.
So on the beach, is it just us, or are there multiple? I guess are there other living people around, or are we the only ones who survived?
The only other living people have made an escape into the forest that is nearby.
Could I have followed the group over there prior to, everyone fully waking up, and kind of just be on the edge, hiding out, watching?
Give me a D100 roll.
Alright. I do have a bonus to sneak, if that matters.
Yeah, go ahead and what's your bonus for that?
20.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
I think that's a tree there.
Now, does anybody have wilderness survival?
I like to think I do, but I don't.
Neat. All right.
I doubt I have any survival of any sort.
So it is at this point, you all are taking in the surroundings and realize you are completely lost. You do not know where you are.
Zardal walks north to the nearest corpse and just checks out what's on him.
That is fair. That is fair. This corpse has a broken iron sword and let's see, a few Athelian garments. He's got an Athelian coat and an Athelian helmet.
I immediately put those on.
Yoink. So everybody sees this person here begin looting this carcass.
I pick a corpse and I'm starting to look also.
He's not going to need it anymore. Running
probably
down
as
to.
well.
Okay. So the one that is in front of Dahlia, they have Athelian gloves and a broken iron sword. Celeste, which one are you going to go to?
Let me just pull the map up real quick. Oh, I need to learn how to use Roll20 better. I think probably, this one down here.
Okay. You should be able to move your character down close to it. I think I gave you the powers to move it.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Cool. On this one, you find an Athelian coat and 1d100 gold. So let me roll some 56 gold. Now, Seamus, you see everybody has kind of wandered over and started looting randomly. And from Chip's lovely hiding spot, you see that the first thought of everybody when they woke up was just go loot.
Yeah. So, I mean, Seamus would realize he doesn't have anything. So he's going to saunter up the beach to see if he can find anything that might have washed ashore up here.
Okay. Let me get out the other book really quick here. All right.
Zardal at this point has walked to another corpse, and he's been kind of looking back at everyone else who's doing the same, just kind of taking inventory of what they're grabbing, what they look like, the way they carry themselves.
That's a fair assessment. Seamus, what is your weapon of choice? Did you say a great axe?
Yeah, battle axe,
Yeah.
great axe, whichever one.
So on this particular soldier up top, up north, you find an iron great axe. It does a base of 14 damage. Unfortunately, everything else seems to have been stripped off at sea. So without saying a word, you all have proceeded to loot the bodies. And
not all of us. That could be good. You don't know.
There's just one, okay. One that hasn't. He's being nice.
Did I find anything on the corpse nearest my token's current location?
Oh yes, that one has 33 gold and a pair of Athelian boots.
I put on the boots and then I go trying to find wood that would be acceptable to make a bow and some arrows from the brush and other debris in the forested area.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a wilderness survival just to... Or is that... Would that be more... We can do blacksmithing, I think.
Technically, it's that. I'm just
Yeah.
basically searching for material right now. Oh, yeah. 5. Do I find wood in the forest?
So much wood.
But I look around and I'm like, this is not usable. It's not acceptable wood. I can do better. And so I'll continue northward.
Need better wood. Now, as you all are looting thems, gotta get some other tokens. I didn't load them.
I thought we were short a few.
Oh, I don't want to use that one. As you all are kind of taking in everything, looking around, some of the guards that are laying on the beach actually begin to wake up.
Uh-oh.
Not like a lot, but enough.
I'm going to bolt for the tree line.
I'm out of here.
Do we all hear everyone kind of coming to and making a ruckus? Like,
Yeah.
Are there any shouts of, hey, you?
Not yet, but you can definitely, like, all of you can see them starting to stand up, and they're like kind of shaking their heads, getting the sand out.
So is this center area like a lake, a pond?
So what that is like a tide pool. It's got a few mushrooms growing next to it, some lily pads.
Is it very deep?
No, it's probably knee, up to your knee.
Okay.
Is that Dahlia over there by that pool?
Yeah.
Okay. I think as the guards start to wake up, Chip would move more north to where he's seeing people in the
Are
brush
the
there.
guards mostly south? There's like one up north, right?
Yes, there's one up north of Seamus and 2 that are down south.
So what I'm mostly like, all my questions is Dahlia is mostly like trying to figure out which direction is the best way to run.
That is a good question. Question I think only Dahlia could answer.
I think I'm gonna head north towards like possible ally.
Possible ally Seamus.
Safety in numbers. Celeste is also going to run through the tree line so that it's not terribly dense forest to go through, but away from as many guards as possible and towards as many prisoners as possible.
Would you be passing by the area where Chip is, just to the east of that pool?
Probably. Is that Chip there?
If you were looking, yeah. So if you're looking in that direction, all you may see Chip trying to like signal you without saying anything, just a lot of arm movements over to that way.
In that case, I will follow.
And just kind of behind that tree, hide there. and really quietly being like, "Get down" type stuff, but not saying a single word.
Has any of these soldiers seen us, or like at least me and Seamus? Because it looks
So
like everybody else is out of line. Or
yeah, the guard all the way up north. He has gathered his senses and he sees you two, and he points over. Hey, no, you can't. You what? No, you're supposed to go to the reaping. I have to take you there.
As the guard starts yelling, Chip's gonna point over to the guard. Oh, your name's cut off there. I'm sorry. I think I should know this. What's your character's name, Juniper? Sorry.
Celeste.
Celeste. So Chip's gonna point over, trying to get Celeste's attention to look at the guard. And do you end up looking over there?
Yep.
He's going to try and sneak off, leaving you there alone at that point. Should I make a roll on that?
Yes.
All right. Plus the 20 there, so that's 81.
81. So Celeste gets to make I'm going to say that it works because you did such a great job distracting her that you're able to just kind of slip away.
And once Chip gets to a hidden area away from Celeste, will just let out this ear-piercing scream, trying to get the guard's attention.
Chip does that?
Like, it basically, yeah. So basically, like a line from Celeste to the guard. So the guard would come towards Celeste before ever getting to Chip.
You fucker.
It's not me. It's Chip.
So the guard definitely looks straight that direction. Celeste, I need you to make a sneak roll.
Oh, yep. I have no bonus to sneak. So
Beautiful.
I didn't know that going into this.
96.
Point that out there.
So he looks straight in your direction, but doesn't have like clear eyes on you. But he does have clear eyes on the two on the beach. So he momentarily looks in your direction, but then turns right back to the two on the beach. And at this point, I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative. And that's just going to be a D100.
$10?
10?
Good thing I readied those actions, huh?
Yes, sir.
If anyone's listening and it's like, no, he didn't say anything, I typed him into roll 20.
I did
You
see
can
that.
at me later.
At me later. Hashtag it.
Yeah.
$71 and Celeste got 45. Okay. So that means Dahlia, you are first in all of this initiative.
Well, first, since I'm close to Seamus, I'm going to tap him on the shoulder and do hand signals like fight or run.
Always fight.
So I'm going to give him like a friendly just a little push towards the soldier, and I'm going to dash back and give him like this little hand, like, go on.
Wait,
You got this.
you got it, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. That's awesome. Well, Is that all that you're going to do for your turn?
That's all I'm gonna do for my turn because
All right.
soldier's still quite far away enough for me to take in what's going to happen first.
So seeing Seamus not backing down and kind of how to word it, priming himself for the fight, the guard charges down
Oh, dang it.
and makes a swing. Gets a +5. Oh, does a 17 break your armor rating?
Now, just because I'm curious, it's underneath equipment down at where it says base, right?
Yep.
I'm at a 20, so I'm gonna say no.
Perfect. He swings, you deftly duck out of the way. And that's all he can do. He swings his hammer at you and completely whiffs. Now, for the other two guards,
Is that the best you got?
one moves up, coming after Zardral. But Zardral,
Zardal.
Zardal had done a little preemptive spell casting. So go ahead and let me know what you're doing there.
So as the guard, so I've moved myself up to that tide pool where Dahlia was in an effort to try and protect her if there was something that was about to happen. And so turning my gaze towards the guards to the south, I kind of readied myself to, if they were to start any sort of movement towards the rest of the survivors, I was going to dual cast summon light melee weapon, which produces 2 purple tinged ethereal scimitars. So I have those in hand now, ready to defend myself.
Heck yes.
They make lightsaber noises.
Awesome.
The other guard charges up to you. Does a 62 does a
Yes.
62 hit?
Yep.
I wasn't sure because you got like all that Athelian armor on now. So all right, so you take 3 points of damage.
Okay.
That concludes their turn. So now it is Seamus's turn.
Seamus laughs at him for whiffing as bad as he did, and he attacks him with the iron great axe. And I do get a +5 on this. So
Nice.
let's see if it works. Does a 37 hit him?
That does hit him.
Okay. Now, how do you roll damage for this? Or is it just a straight up 14 damage that it does?
It's so it's 14 plus anything that your advancements add on to it. I'm trying to remember if yours.
If you took heavy melee, which it sounds like you might have, you do get a damage bonus. I think it's 1 though.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? That's absolutely correct. I apologize. It is 1.
All right, with a blazing 15 damage though. You slash across him, blood kind of sprays out as he stumbles back. He takes a knee, still alive, but very bloodied.
Seamus takes a little bit of the blood, puts it on his hands, just goes like, puts it on his face.
Dahlia,
I think that's all I can do.
So my turn then?
No, just like, how do you feel about that?
I'm not really watching what Seamus is doing because I'm checking my surroundings for like anything I could possibly pick up,
Fair enough.
like stones or a
There's some
piece of
mushrooms
wood
over
or
there.
something.
There's some mushrooms.
Hmm.
It's
So
like chucking mushrooms. I'm like, take that.
the way this tide pool is set up, I'm gonna say that there's like some of that loose shale type rock. So you could just grab a chunk of that if you really wanted to.
Yeah, that'll work.
Let's see. Next on our initiative order is Chip. Oh no, I'm sorry. Sorry, Celeste.
That's fine. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. Thanks.
Celeste is terrified. She's barely breathing behind this tree. She's got tears streaming down her cheeks. She's going to remain as hidden as possible and cast. Where did it go? Oak skin? Oak shield. What's it called? Oak skin? Oak skin. That's the one. Which is she casts it on herself. And you see some swirling vapor starting to surround her and almost solidify as it seeps into her skin. And that increases my armor rating. But she is not moving. As long as nobody's seen her, she's going to stay put.
Okay. So one thing that is kind of different about Shattered Dawn than other RPGs is that in most cases you have two hands, so you have two things that you can do. So you could cast another spell if you wanted to, or throw a dagger, throw a rock, throw a stick.
Where I currently am, I don't think there's any way I could effectually throw something at anybody within reach. So if that's okay, I'd like to not do a second action and just stay put.
Yep, that is absolutely fine. All right, so that boosted your armor rating. And that moves us over to Chip.
Finally. Chip will cast Summon Familiar. His hands will start to pretty much mime a small fox, and that will start to materialize in front of him there. He will send the fox in the direction of the southern guards, but stay, let's say, about 3 or 4 squares away, and just kind of sit there with this taunting face at the guard.
Let's see if I can find. There we go.
Oh, sorry, putting you on a spot there. You knew I was going to go with it.
So this guard that's down all by him lonesome.
Yeah, somewhere, right in this area. So not right up to him, but close enough that the fox would be noticeable, but far enough where it's not lunging at it.
I am going to give you control over your fox.
Thank you.
There you go. You should now have
Fox sake.
Fox.
What does the fox say? All right. So you have summoned your fox. You can still do one other action, provided you have another action to do.
I think I'm also going to pass on the second action for now.
Okay. That brings us to the final number in our initiative order, Zardal.
Zardal power attacks with his first attack. I'm assuming that's a hit.
That is a hit.
I deal 20 points of damage to the guard next to me.
He immediately dies. Spins around, just face sliced wide open, and in fact, falls into the tide pool.
Perfect. After that decapitation, I'll move below and attack with my other attack for it's a 40 to hit.
That is a hit.
That would be 10 damage.
All right. This attack not quite as strong, but still quite powerful. The guard kind of takes a few steps back before catching his footing in the sand. You can see blood dripping out from underneath his armor onto the sand below. And that will bring us back to Dahlia.
So I grab a handful of the shale, and I'm going to get closer to, because that soldier's still up, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna chunk it as hard as I can at the soldier, and I'm also going to try to take my broken sword and give a little stabby stab.
All right. Wowee.
So yeah, I lunge towards him with my sword I found earlier.
So the shale kind of bonks him like in the head, kind of reels his head back, his helmet falls off, and you come in and just jam your sword like right down the collarbone, just straight into this guy. He looks at you with like wide puppy dog eyes,
And
with a
I'll just kind of
mouthful
shrug
of
at
blood
him.
goes, "Why?"
I'll just kind of shrug at him. I'll be like, "Oops, sorry."
Oops, I murdered you.
There I go, a stabbing again.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
My two left feet. You just kind of ran into it.
He
Seamus
slumps.
looks over at Dahlia with respect.
He slumps off to the side, dead. Better mark this guy. I wouldn't want anybody to think he's still alive. So next is the guard that is still fighting with Zardal. He rallies himself and takes another swing at you. 43.
That also hits.
Another 3 points of damage. Woohoo, tough guy. The guards are like 3 damage, 3 damage, and then you all go and you're like 47 damage, 20,000. So that is the guard's turn, who then, seeing that this fight is going very poorly, knowing he is dying, turns around and tries to run away. Next up would be Seamus.
Well, I think Seamus is a little too far away from that. So, and I'm assuming I probably didn't even know that was going on down there. So, Seamus, just to be certain, picks up this boulder right here, holds it over his head, and then drops it down on the head of the whatever's left of the soldier in front, just to make sure he's dead.
And now I look over at Seamus in respect and I go, headshot.
Picked up a little bit more blood. Did the other side too.
That's terrifying. That good golly, what have I created?
Look to see if there's anything else.
Did we just become best friends?
I like you.
So looting through this fella, you find 41 gold.
Nice.
And he has an iron hammer. It's just a one-handed hammer. Does 5 whole damage.
Okay.
If that is all you are going to be doing, next would be Celeste.
Are either of Seamus or Dahlia injured?
I'm not currently.
Okay. So the only person currently injured is Zardal, who is right down the bottom. Hey.
Yes.
I'm going to use my movement. So how does that work? It's 8 squares, and then I can spend stamina. Is that correct?
Yep.
How do I determine how much stamina I can spend to move? How close I can get to Zardal?
It's 10 squares. I'm sorry, 10 stamina per 1 square up to 4.
Okay, so I can only move a maximum of 12 squares.
Yep.
Whoops, wrong window. Can I make it to Zardal? I don't think I can from where I am behind the tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, I can't. I will move that direction through the tree line. But since I can't make it anyway, I'm going to just use my 8 squares to move that way.
Okay. I'm feeling pretty generous, pretty lenient. I mean, technically combat is somewhat over, so I'll let you get all the way over to Zardal for free.
Okay, thank you. That's fantastic. I will say to Zardal, are you hurt? Can I help?
Yeah, I'm hurt, but I have to finish this. Sorry. And if combat is coming to a close, my plan was to make off at a mad dash to try and end this guy.
Oh, absolutely. I figured that was
Okay.
I was also
Right.
going to be sending the fox. I don't know who was first on the initiative there.
The foxes.
Yep, the foxes.
If I have time, if
Uh-huh.
I have time
So
to
I
just
would-
touch your arm before you dash off. Oh, sorry. Do I have time to touch Zardal on the arm before he dashes
Yes.
off?
Yep.
In that case, I'm going to cast minor heal onto Zardal to heal for 5 points of health.
Thanks.
I think you took what, 6?
Yeah. I'm at 19 out of 20 now.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, that's brilliant. Is there anything else that you want to do, Celeste?
No, that's it. That'll do.
All right. So at this point, it is Chip's turn. So Fox's turn.
Yeah, so Chip would send his fox down to the guard, and basically the idea is to try and get a hold of his leg and slow him down, not necessarily do much damage, but just enough to slow the guard down for
Yeah.
Zardal to catch up.
All right. Roll a D100, and you're going to add your summoning bonuses to it. Oh, okay. That's a crit.
I'm not gonna add anything there. So yeah, and then as that's happening, Chip is gonna move, hopefully sneakily through the forest up a little bit closer.
Okay. Yeah, the fox grabbed holds of his pant leg, pulls him down to the ground. You can hear the guards screaming, "No! No! No!" The fox is doing, like you said, minimal damage. But for it being a crit, he has completely knocked the guard prone. He can no longer move, which allows Zardal to completely catch up to him with ease.
Is it obvious what the fox is?
The fox is I believe it. Let's see. I don't know if there's anything that necessarily makes it look like a familiar. Let me. Just as an animal entity.
Okay, not like a. Does it? I don't know.
It-
I was gonna
It's
say
not
something
designed
along
to
the
look like
line.
anything other than a normal fox.
Okay. I was gonna say something nice, but I'm just gonna stay silent. Does the 43 hit? I'm assuming the 16 does not.
Well, with him being on the ground, I'm going to say both of them do, in fact, hit.
Okay, it's 10 each.
Well, this poor feller only had 10 hit points left. Well, actually, 5 at this point because the fox did damage as well. So you just start slicing, dicing with your scimitars.
It would
And-
just be like one through the chest, and then I'll probably drag the body up with me back towards Celeste.
I got dinner.
That's great. Dinner? Oh my gosh.
That's horrifying.
Dragging the body back up to Celeste, I would probably say something to the effect of, do you want anything? He's not using any of this anymore.
I think Celeste just stands there like shook for a moment, and then goes, well, let's see what we can find on him. I could split it with you, maybe.
Oh, I'm fine. Consider it a thank you for making sure I'm combat able.
I've got a
Sure,
mechanic.
thank you very much.
Here.
Okay, what's your question?
Can you unsummon familiars without waiting I believe 10 turns? Or sorry, it's indefinitely, right? For familiars. It can be dismissed, right?
Yeah, you can dismiss them.
Okay. So I think as that conversation's going on, the fox is going to walk in that direction. And about 2 squares out, just hook right, and Chip will start emerging out of the forest as that fox disappears.
Nice.
So it's almost like they're kind of merging into each other as Chip walks out.
Nice.
Oh,
I was
Seamus
wondering
looks
where
at
that fox
Dahlia.
came from.
I'm gonna loot
Sorry.
this guy.
You find 23 gold and a pair of Athelian gloves and a broken iron sword.
Has anyone looted this guy?
Dahlia just left me.
The one that fell in the water? No,
Yeah.
nobody looted him.
My turn to loot this guy.
Seamus is just going to grab these 2 bodies by the leg and drag them down to where he saw the people at last time.
Okay. Dahlia, you find 19 gold and a broken iron sword and an Athelian helmet.
I guess at this point too, if Celeste were to turn around, she would see Chip there and recognize him from the tree.
Yeah, I think once she turns around and sees you, her eyes narrow and she just says, "What the fuck, dude?"
Chip sits there in silence, just staring at the group. No movement.
I'm just joining the group humming as I'm counting my gold. Like, yes, I've got some money now.
Seamus just drops off the 2 bodies. Hello.
Don't mean to laugh. I'm imagining that in my head. Like, thump, thump, hello.
Well, we all have survived together, I guess. Guess it's fitting we should know each other's names. I'm Zardal.
What kind of
Hi,
doll?
Sardal. Celeste.
Nice to meet you, Celeste. Not a type of doll. That's my name, Zardal.
Oh, yes. I am Seamus.
I'm Dahlia.
I like
Chip
you.
just stares from the brush, saying nothing.
Can anyone else see the little man over there?
Yes.
Okay, I thought I was seeing things again.
Kinda wish I couldn't. He tried to use me as bait.
Would you like
Well,
me to hit
that's
him?
rude.
As the group begins talking, Chip will walk up past Celeste up to Zardal. And hopefully my voice mod works here. And say,
You seem interesting.
I don't know about that, but does anyone know where we are?
We are on an island.
anyone know?
I see you're
Wait,
quite
that's just
astute.
right.
Any way we could see if we know where we are?
Unfortunately, wilderness survival is the only way to figure it out.
None of us thought that'd be a good idea to take that.
However, I will let everybody roll a potency check, which means you roll a d20 or a d100, and you can add up to your potency pool as much or as little as you would like to add to it as a bonus.
How many turns would have passed since combat? Because I regain 1 potency per turn and I was fresh out.
You're back. You're back to full.
Oh, we're good? Okay,
Yep.
fantastic.
It's
Seamus
11,
You
by the
can
way.
spend anywhere from 1 to 20.
A 1 to 40 in my case.
Yeah. Holy crow, look at all these crits.
Yeah.
77 plus 40, so 100 and... I can't math.
That's okay.
What's it?
It's
Uh,
117.
Thank you.
So everybody kind of, Zardal asks this question and everyone starts looking around, taking in your surroundings with a bit more peace now. You're not trying to loot, you're not being attacked, you're able to kind of look around, and you notice that many of the people who had made a break for it into the forest all seem to be heading in the same direction. They left a trail so easy to follow that anybody without wilderness survival could easily follow it.
Seamus did notice some tracks up there when he was squashing that dude's head with the rock. I see some tracks up there.
Guess that's as good a place to go as any. We haven't got anywhere else to go.
Sure, I'm game. I don't think I got any plans today.
I walk.
All right, following the path.
Before Zaldar walks off. Zaldar.
Zaldar.
I knew I should.
Oh, that even better.
I think I did this with someone else the last time we played too. Some other. There was one name I just couldn't say. Chip's
It's all
gonna
right. I'm
tug
used to
on-
it.
He's gonna tug on the back of his shirt and just.
I think I'll follow you around for a while.
Well, don't get hurt.
And
Zoltan.
he's just gonna slowly, maybe from a distance, not part of the group, but just follow from behind. So it's just this
Celeste
creepy little child.
Celeste just keeps looking over her shoulder. She's got to keep eyes on this child.
Creepy little
And,
bugger.
and there's nothing that seems malicious at this point towards the group.
All right.
While we're walking too, I'm going to poke Seamus on the shoulder again and ask him if he wants the Athelian helmet I had looted. It's too heavy for me.
Actually, that'd be a good question. Is that something Seamus can use?
So you can use any armor. The advancements just allow you to use it better.
Okay. So it's not like a particular style of armor I have to work with. It's any armor that fits that description.
Yeah, they're basically two classes, heavy and light.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, cool.
And I tend to
So-
do more of the light, so I don't need the helmet.
So yes, thank you. And I just put it on.
Anyone got a
And
anyone got a page number for stats for equipment?
like this.
Sorry.
Oh, not good.
I have it pulled up if you want to just tell me what you got.
Oh, sure. A coat and gloves.
Athelian.
Yep.
Yeah.
The coat is 6, and the gloves are 4.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. The group
follows
the trail north through the forest, and as you're passing through, go ahead and make a percentile roll. Zardal.
Oh, sorry.
77.
You find some stuff to make a very basic bow and arrows.
Okay. I'll carve them into style with the summoned scimitars as we're walking.
Okay. Now, as you all walk north, making your way through the forest, you kind of catch a glimpse through a few sparse parts. Quite a ways north of you, there appears to be a completely walled city town that is lit with torches and candles, and it seems fairly inviting for a fortress town. But unfortunately, you are still quite a ways away. And as the sun begins to set over the forest, you notice the air beginning to get much more frigid and cold. And as you continue to walk, flakes of snow begin to fall around you.
I hate snow.
I like this.
It reminds me of home.
How?
So basically, the option is to continue marching towards the city or to set up camp for the night.
How close are we to the trail we've been following?
You're like right on it. It's not like a trail that's been used a lot. You're just kind of like, oh, there's broken branches there. There's a flower that's been stepped on over there. Just really obvious stuff. You can tell that people have gone this way
Gotcha.
in a hurry.
How far away does the city appear?
Probably a day and a half walk.
Ooh. Okay.
We should probably make camp.
Agreed.
I will start fire.
Guess
all
I'll
Like rubbing sticks together.
I'll grab some mushrooms.
I'll
So
look for some
what I
stuff
need
to make some
everybody to do-
shelter.
I need everybody to make a D100 roll, and we're gonna see what everybody fetches.
Oh, that's terrible. 12.
Ooh, I got a 3.
Seamus, with your roll of a 3, the table says you find nothing. So you're pretty much just sitting there with your sticks trying to start this fire. And it is not going well. Zardal, you find enough branches to make 1 tent frame. Dahlia, unfortunately, for all your effort hunting for mushrooms, you do not find any. And Chip and Celeste, neither of you find anything worthwhile either.
Doing great, guys. Starting off strong. Let them know who we are.
Chip actually didn't look for anything. He just only appeared to look for stuff.
Yeah,
Went up to the forest.
I believe that to be true. That's
Chip's like, do we leave? Do I just go?
so everybody reconvenes. Seamus is still rubbing sticks together, trying to make that fire. Zardal, you are the only one with anything.
I found some sticks.
It's not working.
Try more.
Try
So
more.
now Seamus has 4 sticks in each hand, and he's trying. He doesn't have anything, like nothing sitting in front of him. Just 4 sticks in each hand. He just rubbed them together, trying to make a fire.
The only answer is
going great.
more sticks.
Is there
He's
any
an
like
impulsive
leaves
guy.
and stuff there already? I mean, I'm assuming just like dead leaves and stuff would be something we'd be able to find pretty easily, though.
Yeah.
Tell me if this is pushing it. Would I be able to summon a weapon? I guess 2 weapons, almost like a flint and tinder type thing, trying to create a spark.
So
you have,
summon weapon is its own spell.
I guess it's so I'm guessing I can't like make it a material to be used to try and start a fire.
No.
Like I can't try and make like a okay. I figured that was pushing it.
But we have rocks and a broken iron sword. Would that work?
That would create a spark, yes.
So I will hand over one of the broken iron swords that I have, and I mean, there's rocks everywhere. I'm not picking those up. And I'll be like, I tried looking for mushrooms, but it seems we accidentally kind of walked all over them, guys.
Well, seeing as how Seamus has made a bunch of fires in the past and he's done playing around with 4 sticks, maybe I'll go and collect some of the rocks that are laying around so I can start put them in a circle for a fire pit.
All right. Zardal, you use your sticks to put up your tent frame. Seamus manages to make a nice fire pit, and in so doing, moving the rocks around, you find a number of bugs and worms and grubs, things that are possible to eat. Celeste, during all of this, what are you doing?
Honestly, sitting there feeling incredibly useless. Celeste has led an incredibly sheltered life and has no idea what to do in this situation at all.
All right, so Celeste is crying.
Yep.
What's wrong?
Why is your face leaking?
Yeah.
I don't know how to help. I don't know what to do.
Oh, is this your first time being disowned by the people you love and thrown into a boat to be sacrificed for, payment for being free?
I guess you could put it that way. I mean, I don't think they really loved me, but it's the first time I've been disowned.
You get used to it. Basically, if you want to help us find some sticks and stuff, it's only going to get colder and snowier. So right now we're trying to, fashion some kind of shelter so that we can, survive the night.
Of course. And she'll hurry off to try and find sticks.
Okay. Dahlia, are you trying to start the fire with creating sparks?
Oh no, I have no business doing that. You do not want me trying to do that. Instead, what I think I will do is start tearing off thin strips from like the hem of my clothing, and that way we can use that to tie it to a stick and try to fish for some food.
Fishing. Interesting. All right. So
As you start to do that,
I'm going to roll a little percentile. Okay. I'm going to say that through everyone's concerted efforts, no matter how silly they were to begin, you all managed to pull together and create a campsite. You have a tent, you are able to create a fire, and you do manage to catch some fish with the made impromptu fishing spear pole. And you all are able to finally get some decent rest for the night, even though the snow is falling around you. Through many hours of sleep, as the sun begins to rise over the horizon, all of you hear an all too familiar call of a wolf in the distance, followed by another and another. And it appears that your scent has been picked up by the animals of the forest. But this is where we are going to end our episode for the evening. Thank you all very much for playing. Thank you very much to all of our viewers and listeners. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell. Love you. We appreciate you. And we will see you all next time for episode 2 of Naturally Shattered. See you all later. Bye.
Bye.